Hello everyone, this is Curtis with Weed Whacker Lawn Care. Hey y'all, I got my Echo blower back, and after spending some money on it, it still wasn't fixed. I used the blower for maybe about 2 or 3 days, and it just started acting all up again and bogging out. Well, I got my invoice for it. Where they had changed out some parts on it, put another spark plug in it, which I had a new spark plug in it, and put another gas filter, which I had a new gas filter already. I had already put in there. I had already put everything in there new, but I couldn't figure out what the problem was with it. So I put it in the shop, let them see. Well, they didn't get it. Well, after using it for a while, and it kept on just bogging down like it's bad gas or something going on, wasn't getting the right fuel. Come to find out, the problem, what it was with the unit, was this handle here. This here, I can show you right here. I'll show you. This handle on my blower here, if y'all can see it, I'll see if I can give you a good view of it. Well, what it is on this handle, this right here, this adjustment where you got the throttle and you can turn it on and off. Well, in here, there's two little wires that go down up in here, and for some reason, those wires have a little short in there where I guess, I don't know, for some reason they broke or something other. But if you leave it in a certain position, it will work. Or you make a certain move and the little wires would just break. I took it apart to see what was going on with the unit, and that is what I found out after moving it around. I mean, I done spent a lot of money, but spent a lot of money on the unit and taking it to other shops, and no one could figure out what was going on, because it run great. Sounded like everything was working perfectly, but putting new carburetors and all that on it, a lot of it wasn't. That wasn't really the problem. Problem was really in here. But for some unknown reason, I guess moving this handle up and down after using it, I guess the wiring in there got bad, and it shorted it out. So meanwhile, what I done was I ended up going ahead and ordering me a new one. And as you can see in this package here, I got the new handle. I went here and bought the whole assembly kit, which I only really needed the see, it has two little wires in there. You can see those. But for the price, I just said, well, I would go ahead and order the whole assembly there for it. And also, I went ahead and bought another starter rope for it. Because the one that I had, when he got it back, he said he put a new rope in there and put the handle on there, and the thing broke, and the spring just it just belted up. So I decided, well, I'm just gonna buy a new one of them too. And I got it right here. Got the starter rope here and everything. So got that. Got everything. So I'm gonna put that on there. Meanwhile, this was my bill that I got here from when I take it to this other place. But anyway, $70 later, but spent money on that, but that's okay. But anyway, I didn't really just want to, well, trash my unit out, because I bought it brand new. And I mean, I've had Echo for some years. Way back in the 90s, I used nothing but Echo products, and I've had good luck over the years with the Echo. So Give me a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take it apart and go ahead and put the handle on there and put the other starter rope on it here in a minute. So what I'm gonna do is not to make this video so long with me taking this apart and putting the starter rope on. I'm gonna cut it off now, and then I will cut it back on once I get everything assembled, and we'll give it a test try and see how it works. So just stay tuned. Hello again, this is Curtis with Weed Whacker Lawn Care. Hey, I just finished reassembling my Echo blower, the backpack. This is the unit here. Give you a view of it. I had problems where it was cutting off on me, and it had a short in the wiring system. So I just replaced this whole assembly there, and somewhere in the wiring it has a nick or something other in it, and it was causing the unit to short out. But I just went here and bought an all new because I didn't want to have any more problems. I wasn't going to try to just patch it or splice it and see if I could find it, but whatever it was causing it to short out. So I bought all new parts for it. I bought the new Echo starter pulley rope here. Reassembled. The spring was messed up in this one, so it wouldn't come back out. So also, while I was repairing that one, I went ahead and repaired my other blowers. You can see right here, it needed a magneto with the start. It wouldn't start, so I put a new one of them in there. I pulled it all apart and I reassembled it too. So now I got them all back together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give them a try them out and see what they are do. Let's see here. Put it down. I'll put it down here. Let's see what this one will do. Hopefully it will start up. Let's see here. Start. Well, a little gas here. Some cold start. Okay. Looks like that one works. Now let's try this other one here. A handheld. This here unit right here. It's well, what can I say? It's a handheld unit. It's very powerful. I bought it some years ago. It will blow real hard. Let's try doing a cold start on it. See what it'll do. Whoa, that's a cold start. Start right up. It's the whole unit. Very well. What can I say now? Hopefully I got some good blowers. Let me see. I got the echoes. I have the steel. I have that steel, that BR 600. Then I have the Husqvarna 580. Gee, that 580. Yeah, it's a real nice unit. I really like that. That's a great unit. It performs very well. Like I say, I always like to have my equipment ready. I mean, I was putting them in the shop, and a lot of time to spend a lot of money. I just didn't have the time to really go through the unit and see exactly what was going on with it. So when you're busy, you just don't have time. I just put it in the shop, let somebody else worry with the problem, see if they could fix it and whatever. But it cost me a lot of money, and nothing was resolved. So, you know, I'd rather spend a little bit more money and buy all new parts and put it on myself. You know, actually I'll learn more about working on the mowers. I can basically get any part for any mower that's out there. I used to have another business, and I used to do a lot of resale with my other business. I had a computer business, and I had all kinds of computer parts, and just about anything you wanted for a computer, I could get it. Memory, hard drives, motherboards, DC jacks, monitors, the LCD screens, plasma screens. It was just about anything I could repair. But I just didn't have the time to diagnose this problem on my mowing equipment, because when you're trying to work, you just don't have the time. You just got to go and do the job. So what I would do is drop it off in the shop, and I'd go on to work, and I would hopefully, you know, come back and it would be fixed. But that wasn't the case this time. It wasn't fixed. I spent a lot of money, and I've cured it to 2 places, and they didn't catch that problem. But it was a little nick in the wire, and it was making it arc that caused it to cut off, and that's in this right here. And normally I don't think you really, it's just one of those things that you know, somebody probably just didn't know, and they just couldn't catch it. And so I was troubleshooting, and I found it. But anyway, it's probably still good. It's just the wiring. I'm pretty sure if I was to redo the wiring on it and run some new wire back off in there, it probably would still work functional. But like I said, I didn't have the time. But anyway, I have both of these blowers fixed, and they're good for backup. And a lot of times I think I bought other equipment because I needed a backup, or I just didn't have the time to wait to get something fixed, and I'll just go buy something else because I had to complete the job. So, you know, when you know, people waiting on you, got customers waiting on you, you go ahead and just do what you have to do. Go ahead and buy some new equipment. But now I have enough equipment where that if something breaks, I can use the backup, and I don't have to go and buy anything until I resolve the issue that I'm having with the other equipment. But normally you don't have a lot of issues with them, long as you do the maintenance on them for is do a yearly checkup, clean everything, change the air filters, change the spark plugs in it, and just keep them all good and clean, and they'll function for years. Like I say, this old blower here, this one right here, this Echo blower here, I've had it, I want to say, I'm thinking somewhere around in, it's got to be either 99, 2000, somewhere in there when I purchased that. And years ago, that's all I would buy was Echo. Oh yeah, I remember I was looking in the comments, and I know John Liscom had wanted to know about Shindo versus the Echo. Well, John, what I know is I've used the Echo for years, all the way up until 2012. I was introduced to Shindo, and the reason I was introduced to that was I went in to buy another weed eater. I was going to get one, and they didn't have the model that I wanted. And meanwhile, I mean, I had another unit, a Honda, that I used to use, and that was stolen. So when that was stolen, I said, well, I'm gonna give me another Echo. Well, I went in, and he says, well, I don't have any of those. And he says, well, I have these Shindos. And I'll say, are they any good? He says, yes. So I ended up purchasing the Shindo, that T334, which is a very good weed eater. It's got a lot of power. I think the engine is 34 cc's, and on the Echo, the biggest engine, a rather small engine, was 28 cc's, which is sufficient, and they're very light. Echo, I would say, is a very good unit. It's been around a long time, and I still use a lot of their products because I've had a lot of good service out of them. Now, I just branched off into getting some of the other products, like the steel product and the Husqvarna, and I like the steel products too. They're very good. Each vendor equipment performs different, and there's some things I like about the steel and some things I don't like about them, but I don't have no complaints about them. Only thing is, sometimes you have some problems trying to start some of those steels, but once you get them going, they'll go. Now, I had a steel, and that was stolen. The steel weed eater. I had the FS 250, very powerful unit, but those thieves, they got me. Can't have nothing, but that's okay. What the world we live in, I don't know. That set me back a pretty penny though when I had to rebuy some more weed eaters, which I don't have time for that. But thieves are everywhere. You just got to keep your eye on them, watch them. Their day will come. That day will end for that thievery. It will end. You can only steal for so long because you ain't gonna live forever. Somebody gonna catch you, and you may be looking at your tombstone real soon if they catch you. Just never know what's going on. Thieves gonna be running. But anyway, I liked that steel. Only problem I had with it was if you're using them and it rains and it's pouring down and gets wet, it ain't gonna start. You're gonna have a lot of problems. What it'll do is it'll act like it's locked up. You gotta put it all apart and dry everything out in that unit and put it back. It's best to take and put a plastic bag over the engine if it's raining. Now, the Shindos and Echoes, I haven't had any problems with it raining on them, I mean, those things, I mean, I run into storms where it's just pouring down, and those things, they dry out, and, in no time, and you crank them up, they're ready to go. But I wouldn't try that with that steel I had. It didn't like that water. But anyway, other than all, it was a good unit. But that's some of the information that I'm just sharing with you. Uh, I know that their parent companies, Shindo and Echo, they joint ventures with a company that owns them. They're under the umbrella. And I know you said you had purchased an Echo back in, I think it was in June. Well, what I would say to you is you got a good piece of equipment, and as long as you do the maintenance on it, it should last you for some years. I mean, you can't go wrong as long as you keep everything tuned up and cleaned on it. It'll last for years. Cause I've had Echoes, and I mean, way in the '90s, and I'm still running like this blower here. I still have a old curb shelf Echo trimmer, but I haven't. Now that thing probably haven't been crunk up in about 10, 15 years or longer. But I'm sure if I put a new spark plug in it and put let's see, new spark plug, new filter, and a new primer bulb on it, it will crank up and go. So, but I'd like to just share that information with you there. And, well, I'm going to cut it off right now because I got to go do some work. And like I say, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and leave your comments. I got to go. Bye.